What's up, everyone? My name is Sal Sankata, and welcome to another episode of 2-Minute Critiques. Let's get it on. All right, so we're here. Remember, every week, if you're up to the challenge, submit your images. Click the link below. If you're up to that challenge, let's learn from the mistakes of others. That's what this is all about. This is not about bashing photographers or giving them negative feedback just for the sake of doing it. Nobody's got time for that. This is about getting better and learning from the mistakes from others. So without further ado, let's get to the first image up. Timer. All right. So first image up, bridal portrait. I love bridal portraits. Nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot of things wrong. And this is a perfect image. I'm so glad this image made it to me. You should be looking here for some of the maybe not so obvious images or issues with this particular image. First of all, balance is all off, guys. Look at all this space here on the right side of the image, and then look how compressed all this is here on the left side. The image is off balance. But if you look at this room, you can quickly see the room is built with symmetry. The architecture, the designer of the room built it with symmetry. You've got a light here, light fixture here on the right-hand side. You've got a sconce here on the left-hand side. Sconce. I don't know. Blueberry scones? I don't know. But there's one on each side of the wall, and then they've got balance here in the middle. So they built this room to be perfectly symmetrical. And you as the photographer, you've got to work within the architecture. You're not going to rebuild the building. So you've got to work within it. And this is a huge miss from the photographer on that. So we have to understand these things are important. So if we keep adding to this, what else could we do here? Lighting here is coming down really harsh on her. So you didn't do a good enough job softening that up. This should be a little bit softer. My personal opinion, I don't know if that's a flash or if it's a can light up above, but it's problematic for sure. And because this fall off here, right, if you can see the dress and the rest of the room, the color balance is off as well. So that's my time. 20 seconds is up. Work with the symmetry in the room. 2 minutes is up. I only get 20 seconds left, but now I'm wasting those 20 seconds. Work with the symmetry that's in the room and balance the ambient light with your flash here to create a more visually pleasing image. Okay, learn from that. That's my timer. 2 minutes are up. Next image, let's hit it. All right, so I love this. I really do like this image. To the maker, great job. It's a stylized shoot, super cool. Got that vintage, I want to say 20s, 30s look to it. And I love it. All the trunks and luggage, beautiful image. How do we make it better? So here's some of the things that are jumping out really strong to me. Lighting position. The lighting, you guys are getting better. I'm proud of you. These are better images coming in. But we got to make them even better. There's pursuit of perfection. Here's where this is right. Your eye will always go to the brightest part of the image. Notice here in this bottom left-hand corner, this hot spot serves absolutely no purpose whatsoever in the shot. It's a distraction, quite frankly. Now, I don't know if that's daylight peeking in, quite very well could be, or it's the light source leaking. And the reason I say the light source, and I could be wrong, I'll accept it, is because of the really bad lighting on her face. So I want to zoom in here for you guys to see what's happening here. This direction of light, okay, is problematic because it's coming up from the ground, which is not where the light should be coming from, right? That's not the direction of light. And what it's doing is it's creating this harsh shadow from her collar, right? And it's creating this weird shadow up on her face, almost kind of like movie horror lighting. And so, right, you can fix this. You could have fixed it by peeling down that collar or adjusting your light source. But the other telltale sign of the light source is the shadow on the wall, right? So that's a problem as well. So when I look at this image, how do we make it better? The overall lighting is not that good on this particular image. The maker you've got to learn how to control light, both, right, the amount of light, blending it with the rest of the room, but of course the direction of light, and that could have made this better. I feel like you're not giving me 2 minutes.
I'm giving you 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm challenging the 2 minute warning here.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Doesn't it seem like it's going faster than it should? I feel like we're going faster than we should.
2 minutes is 2 minutes.
It is. 2 minutes is 2 minutes. Maybe. Unless a girl tells you it's 2 minutes before she's ready to leave the house.
Wow.
All right. Next image up.
Go.
All right. So this is a cool image. I don't know if it's a wedding image. Doesn't really matter. If it's kind of a wedding, it's an older couple. Could be in love session, right? It is irrelevant. But how do we make it better? Now, to the maker, they did a really, really good job of trying to be somewhat creative with gels. And I love that. I teach about gels, so that kudos to you. But again, how do we make it better? Now, your eye is always going to go to the brightest spot. Surely you are tired of hearing me say that at this point if you've been watching 2-minute critiques for any given moment, any given length of time. So where's your eye going? Well, if you're like me, I can't stop staring at this green branch that seems to be invading the scene here. Now, the funny part about this is we have gelled the tree. So we took all the time to gel the tree. So not only are we having a brightness issue with this, if I turn this off, you can see we're also having a color issue. So everything's purple around it, but we've got this just green branch randomly staring out at us. That's a miss during the creation process and not one that's easily fixed in post. It can be fixed in post. So you can do some isolation here. You can adjust color. It can be done, but it's a pain in the neck in post. We all know it. That is a distracting feature there. Now, some other things that are distracting as well, and I'm just going to do some down and dirty work here. Look at these street lamps here, right? Look at when I get rid of them. Watch what happens. You guys got to be like, yeah, that's amazing. Now, this is ugly street lamp removal, right? This is not, don't do this at home. But look how much better that looks without those street lights in there. I'm turning it on and off for you. Look how much better it looks. And then one other piece of feedback here, because I do like the image. This is kind of, this is kind of something that I see a lot of here. I'm out of time, but be careful when you throw the dress, because even though you want to give motion to that dress, dresses don't just flip straight up, right? I never really like when they go straight up in the air like that. You're shooting too soon. You're premature when you shoot. You can't be premature when you shoot. Nobody likes a premature shooter. Am I right, Alyssa? No comment. Nobody likes it. So you got to wait just a fraction of a second more. Let that drop down, and it will be the perfect time for it. All right, that's it. Next image. Is this the last image? Yeah. We are cruising today on 2-minute critiques. I don't know if they're faster than normal. They are, yeah. This is going to be like a 3-minute video, almost like watching Sal at 2x speed. All right, here we go. So give me that timer. Go. Love this image. New York City. How did I know? New York City. Okay, here's some problems here. We also have symmetry issues, right? We've also got balance issues. We've got building issues. We've got human issues. There's a lot of issues in this image. Now, I say all that because there was so much potential for this image. Okay, first thing, you've got 2 primary elements in this image. If we look at this, right, what are your primary elements? Well, we've got the building, right? Freedom Tower. That's how I knew. In case you didn't know how I knew, that's how I knew. And then we've got the girl, okay? So we've got these 2 primary elements that are competing for our attention here, but they are both crushed together. All you had to do was move her to the right, or you to the right, or you to the left, and it would have created this separation between those 2 elements. It was so close, right? You could have had her leaning on that rail and had that building not necessarily kind of growing out of her. So that's number 1. Okay, next thing that we could do to make this better, your eye is always going to go to the brightest spot. And this is a trick I don't see photographers pick up on. Look at this right here. Where's the brightest spot, everybody? Isn't the brightest spot right here? Can't miss it. Guess what I would have put there? The model or the girl or the senior, whoever she is. Your subject should have gone there. She could have gone there by just moving over, right? Or you could have had her leaning on that railing and she would have filled that gap of the bright spot, and it wouldn't have been distracting to us. So you have to realize that that's a problem. Another problem, where'd her feet go? She's an amputee. She's just standing there on nubs, no feet. Got to see the feet. It's weird. You're cutting at the joint. You're cutting at an ankle. That is a rule that I try never to break. Do not cut at a joint. And last piece of feedback here, we are shooting up her nose. Get her chin down. Get her leaning into you. Even when you're below your subject, no matter who it is, when you're below them, have them lean down into you. It will make for a more pleasing angle on their face. That's my 2 minutes. Hopefully you guys learned something in this week's very fast 2-minute critique. Judges out on whether we really got 2 minutes per image. But hopefully you guys learned something. If you love this, want to see more videos, subscribe to our channel, click the like button. Let me know what you think of some of the critiques we gave you. Get better. We'll see you next time.